Me.
Thanks, Megan. I have the honour and privilege of being joined by hip-hop royalty. He's been called the son of the streets and the father of truth. Not sure how that works, but whatever. Let's welcome J-Zuss.
J-Zuss?
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a real honour to be here on your show, The News. You know, as a kid on the streets, I used to watch you through a window of the shop, so to be here right now is crazy.
You've had quite the journey to be here today. Can you tell us about it?
Well, you know, I try not to, well, you know, the past is the past, and I don't like to dwell on it.
I understand you.
But yeah, man, the streets is all I remember. Like, my mother donated me to a charity shop soon after I was born. Elderly lady took pity on me. You know, she let me sleep on a pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Wow, that's quite the childhood.
And she died tragically, right there in my arms, man. You know, I remember a tear falling as she laid there next to the used homeware. And in that moment, I became a child of the streets. I was just 18 months old.
What a tale. What a tale. You're known for your direct and honest lyrics. Was your style informed by your troubled past?
Oh, like I said, I try not to talk about it. It's just too hard.
Of course.
But my first album is about the story of the first 4 times I stole, so I wouldn't starve. A small group of infants came to see me as their de facto leader. They call me Mr. Cheese Slice. Anyway, we were like a family.
So it would seem. Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
Yeah, fuck the government. Fuck Advance. Fuck Peter Clement.
What is it that you object to so vehemently?
Well, you know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Redistributing it. Actually, homelessness has been all but eliminated in the last couple of months.
So?
Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Yeah. Nah, of course, man. Very much so. I just mean, like, why do I have to pay for it, you know?
You don't. People have been rehoused on property seized from the...
Okay, so real quick. I think the red is what we're supposed to censor, and the blue is what they want us to censor. So in that case, it was red, blue, all as one. And I think they wanted us to do the whole thing. And then the blue is optional. So the government wants us to do the blue, but we don't have to do the blue. Yeah.
Historically wealthy. And that couldn't have been you, could it?
Look, yeah, I worked hard to be here. I built this from nothing, and I deserve to be rewarded for that.
Would you say you worked harder than, say, a farmer or a care worker?
I don't know. But if people are taking something from my music, choose to value it, buy it, who's to say I don't? And no one can take that away from me.
Not even to help, say, vulnerable children? Mr. Cheese Slice?
What is it you're trying to say?
I just don't understand where you've placed yourself politically. I mean, is it ideological or is it tactical?
Well, it's more of a...
Or maybe it's hereditary.
Stop trying to tie me in knots with your words, Jeremy. I let the music speak for itself. And the people agree with me.
Well, that remains to be seen. But you have given me a very easy segue out of a conversation that I promise you was much more painful for me than it was for you. So here he is with his hit song, Mrs. Ludlow's Tears.
Oh, no. I'm going to do something a little different. It's a new single I've been working on.
Oh, so this is unapproved, is it?
Yeah. You love it.
Excellent. Don't worry, we've got a state-of-the-art censorship system. What's the worst that could happen? So here he is with a new song. Aren't we lucky? It's J-Zuss.
First, you're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back.
Well, we're all different races from many different places. At any given moment, only one could be the greatest. So you can feel elation for your participation. Still 2 leaders in this motherfucking nation. Now we're getting sanctioned, talking about expansion. Why does Julie S require a massive fucking mansion? So fuck all your schemes. I don't need your freaky team, and I don't need your help to achieve my fucking dreams. So don't make a fuss when you find you're one of us. Yeah, every single one of you's a bit J-Zuss. And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being motherfucking lazy. I may be inventive, my taste may be expensive, but why would I get out of bed with no fucking incentive? Although it's contravention of your obvious intention, I like to eat a little of the fruits in my invention. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. The best of the praise, of the crest of the wave, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. It's time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. So this is for the snub ones, the push and the shove ones, the folks that feel the burden of their motherfucking loved ones. Ones who had plenty like a motherfucking Bentley, the ones who now finding out their bank accounts are empty.
Oh, for the record, if you see this little thing down here, you guys can't see it because I'm sitting in front of it. You have to switch the cameras in terms with the beat and it puts up the counter. So if you're wondering why I'm switching cameras all the time, you're supposed to do it in the beat.
The ones of aspiration, who had to flee a nation, the ones who built a business out of dreams of perspiration. There's all sorts of people, the good and the evil. It only takes a glance to see we're not all equal. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. And the best of the praise, serve the crest of the ways, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. It's time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Get out of your seats, get your asses in the streets, set a fire in the building, let them feel some fucking heat. Say you hate to go getters, no squilling bed getters, and burn them on the powers of advances fucking letters. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. It's time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Chase that dream, you don't need a fucking team, and advances little dances aren't as harmless as it seems, cause they're stale and corrupt, then you're angry or wrong, then your hearts and your minds and your fists to destruct.
I censored like 10% of the blue things.
J-Zuss there with his new song. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. I'm sorry. I may not agree with you, but I'd just like to offer you an apology. I've just been told that there was some kind of issue upstairs and an attempt was made to censor some of your lyrics.
What? Are you joking?
I'd just like to say to you and everyone at home that this was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe this.
Here at the National Nightly News, we pride ourselves on remaining neutral, unbiased, and independent of any outside interference. You have my word. We will never censor ideas. Back to you, Megan.
Well, a bit of dangerous language there. Sorry about that. Well, thank you to little Jeremy Donaldson.
Should I have censored him?
Spot. Coming up, we'll be speaking to a couple of familiar faces about their upcoming dramatic outing. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
That's the ads.
Just to remind you, fixing that on VCR.
No, this is ridiculous. Who do I complain to?
Last ad break.
Just a mix-up, I'm sure. Now, if you come with me, I really do have to ask
Oh,
you to
trust
leave
me.
it.
My father's going to hear about this.
I understand. This is unbelievable, Megan.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jeremy.
What game? Oh, your favourite Sportsboard moments in the cover of your own eyes! In the trivia round.
Dad, in non-Euclidean geometry, which type of surface has constant negative Gaussian curvature?
Hyperbolic?
Correct. It's a leap year. Catch the egg. Name that fish. Keep the bucket! Wait, is that? Yes! It's the toy noise!
Oh, here we go. Put in.
If we could just get you in position.
Oh, say no more! Say no more!
We win your kids. Sorry.
Mr. Paris, and this is Ms. Radin.
What?
Philippa, please.
Back together again, eh? Who'd have thought it?
Perhaps a lord of demons.
This is awfully exciting, isn't it?
Right, okay then. We're going live in 10 seconds, opening on camera 1. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back, and no, you're not mistaken.
Welcome
Sitting
back,
across
and
from
no,
us are
you're
some
not
very
mistaken.
familiar faces.
You really are too kind, Megan. It was only a yogurt commercial, but I'm still proud of it.
Here to talk about his new show, we're joined by national treasure Tommy Harris, the National Theatre's Philippa Rayton, and National Deficit Jeff Algebra.
It's so lovely to have you all. Tommy, would you like to tell us about the show?
You know what? I'd bloody love to. It's about me. It's about my life.
And where did the idea come from?
So, right, picture this. Their legs akimbo, mid-session, sweat is pouring out of me like an immense hog. And then Cindy comes in, she says, Pete's on the phone.
That's Peter Clement, the Prime Minister.
Yeah, Pete's actually a really good mate of mine.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, no, he comes to training sometimes. He's actually a pretty good goal sweeper. Anyway, so, yeah, Pete, he says, Toby, he thinks my name's Toby, see? He says, how would you like to spread your message of team spirit and cooperation across this fractured nation? How would you like to really make a difference in these desperate times?
What did you say?
Yeah, right, yeah.
So, Jeff, the question on everyone's lips.
Real quick, how do you know when to change the cameras? If you notice under each camera, there's a colored little box. Green is a camera that you can linger on. Orange is a camera you can flip to. And red is a camera that you should not show at all. And you can't stay on one camera for more than 10 seconds. So the main camera you can be on is green, but then you even if it's green, you can't stay on it for more than 10 seconds and you got to flip around. Yeah.
Says, what in God's name are you doing here?
Well, after the success of my debut work and all the people that I've touched, I knew that I had a career in theatre. Yeah? I've always been an admirer of Tommy from afar. So when my manager phoned and said that I'd been offered the gig as director, I was ecstatic. I whipped my trousers off and got straight to work.
Why did you do that?
I do all my best work with my trousers off.
Yeah, I've been told that too.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Right, Tommy, sorry, would you just give us a sense of what the show is actually about?
It's about how hard it's been for me and some of the struggles that I've faced. It's like really getting to the heart of how tough it is to be me. I call it Tommy Harris. Jesus, that was hard.
We actually have some clips of the process of the show. Would you mind telling us what's going on here?
Yeah, so the show is built around two things that are very important to me. It mixes scenes from my life as well as epic fantasy retellings of scenes from my life.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
I'm sorry, son. But you're an embarrassment.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
Back, demon! Back to the hells!
Yeah.
Wow. Philippa, what's it been like co-starring with Tommy Harris?
I've always dreamed of treading the boards at medium-scale regional theatres, Megan. And for once, this show really gives me something to sink my teeth into.
What's different about this show, then?
Tommy, Mr. Harris's show really lets me show my tremendous range as an actor. I've always suffered from typecasting, forced to play the same tired characters in every god-awful yogurt advert or godforsaken soap opera or, God forbid, a pantomime. But, you know, this show has really let me just go there.
Jeff, the viewers at home will be dying to know exactly what is it that you bring to the show?
Oh, good question. I think these guys would agree with me when I say that it's my steady hand on the tiller, my arm round the shoulder approach that's really brought the production from strength to strength.
Absolutely right. Jeff's contributions are immeasurable. He was our rock.
Yes.
Can you give us a sneak peek of anything else that might be in the show?
Yeah, all sorts, yeah.
We've got lots of exclusive first-hand experiences of Tommy's time in the underground sportsboard scene.
And some epic fantasy retellings of Tommy's time in the underground sportsboard scene.
saying this was officially commissioned by the government?
Yeah, all paid for by the taxpayer, which, you know, to be honest, was actually a lifesaver, really.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that without Advance's support, we'd have had to cut the finale. Yeah.
Which, frankly, would have been a travesty.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ!
Goodness, and you do this every night?
Absolutely. It's a metaphor.
For what?
Death?
Oh, no.
And the public are footing the bill, are they?
Too bloody right they are. Between the cost of my tour bus and the dry cleaning of my ties, I'm barely scraping a profit here.
Amazing. And where can the folks at home come and see this for themselves?
We're performing all over the nation.
And people can see it for absolutely free, all courtesy of Advance. Isn't that incredible, Jeremy?
Yes, it's unbelievable, Megan.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. Next time we see you, no doubt you'll have taken our jobs.
Yeah.
That's all we have time for tonight. Join us tomorrow when I'll be interviewing the world's most attractive horse. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. And from all of us here, have a peaceful night.
That's the ads. Let's get reset for tomorrow, please.
Hey, we must stop bumping into each other like this, eh?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 Man, this game is something else.
Hi, it's Crazy Neil here. I'm the druid, the really fluid, because I've got a solstice with the mostest. So come on down to Crazy Neil's for a crazy midsummer deal. Come down and buy some patio furniture, some garden furniture, patio furniture with some garden furniture next to it on the garden next to the patio. We've got garden furniture that looks like a cello, garden furniture that looks like a car, garden furniture that looks like garden furniture. Come on down for a crazy midsummer deal. We've got all sorts of stuff in the garden. We got fish, we got flowers, we've got dishes, we've got sacks, we've got garden plants, we've got garden ponds, we've got fronds. If you want an elephant, you can take it away in a wheelbarrow. You want it, we've got it. We've got bird baths, we got duck baths, we've got fire pits, we got a whole mess of crazy frogs with water coming out of their mouths. This is a crazy deal for a crazy midsummer deal. Gnome from gnome, home from home. We got more than 7 gnomes, because we've got men with trombones. We've got reclining giants. We've got crazy garden gnomes with glasses. What's all that about? If you've got a loved one and you want them buried in your back garden, come on down to Crazy Deal, because we've got a headstone for you. And guess what? It's 50% off engraving. I'm not even making a profit. I'm making a loss. Get on out to the Crazy Neil Deal Summer Deal Show. Yeah!
That's pretty good. One more. One more.
This is Crazy Neil's crazy pre-Christmas, extra exciting festive Yuletide Easter extravaganza. This is another chapter from Crazy Neil's Wit and Wisdom, and I'm reaching out through the lens of this camera to say, buddy, if you're listening, build a better life for yourself. You want crazy? We got crazy. Crazy deals. People ask how I got started in business, and I gotta say, hats. I used to own an entire range of butt lift clinics. Didn't work out so well because we gave ladies more of a hunched look, and that wasn't popular. I used to have a ventriloquist act. I cheated rather because I trained a dog to talk. You can get down on all fours and yap like a dog for only $22.99 a month. This is a deal with Neil appeal. As the astronaut once said to me, I had a mission. Sometimes you're the alien and sometimes you're the cow. Hey dude, get off my wife. They wanted to increase recruitment for nuns. Nuns with buns, nuns with guns, nuns with sons. That one didn't go down so much because apparently they're not supposed to have sons. Crazy Bob here to make your life a little more enjoyable. Namaste.
Wow. Yeah, somebody said this in chat earlier, and I completely agree. huge Tim and Eric Awesome Show vibes. Like that, I think that's one of the things that, because I that show is very hit and miss for me, but when it hits, it really hits. So yeah, that one has that one's pretty great. This whole game has just been, it's been so wild, dude. It's like one giant indie sketch comedy show with mini games, and I am totally here for it. Here we go. It's a lazy Sunday afternoon in summer with you and Sam making the most of both kids being out of the house. You bang your head coming out of the cupboard with the last 2 slices of homemade cake. It used to be much easier when you could store things in the pantry. It's rare that you and Sam actually get to finish sweet things in the house, and you savor every moment. Just as you take your last bite, you hear the sound of the front door slamming. You can hear him practically running to come find you, and he's grinning from ear to ear when he finally does. I have some really big news. Ready? Charlie asks. You both nod enthusiastically. With a flourish, he reveals a new badge from his pocket and proudly presents it to both of you to examine as he announces, as of today, I'm a member of the first tier of Cohesion Cadets. There's way more stuff I'm going to be doing, and I'll be working some weekends, but it's really cool. Okay. Cohesion Cadet? Okay, I'm happy that he's doing well. Oh God, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. Oh. Shopping, something that always seemed so tedious before the sanctions, has become even more of a chore now. You managed to get almost everything you need for the family this evening, but you'll have to come back tomorrow to get through the week. There's a queue to leave the car parked, though it's hard to make out why in the dark. As the final car in front of you drives off, you realize the queue is actually due to a checkpoint set up at the exit. A friendly man in advanced uniform CCO, emblazoned in a number of places on it, approaches your car and knocks on the driver's side window. Good evening, nothing to worry about. I was just wondering if I could see your team membership card, please. Weren't these cards supposed to be voluntary? I don't have one. Oh, not a problem. We've got forms with us right here, and we're more than happy to sign you up. The man gestures to his colleagues behind him, a young woman in a similar uniform. She clearly received the short end of the stick and stuck to the paperwork. I thought these cards weren't required. Well, strictly speaking, they're not. And there's also a load of benefits for having them and no reason not to get one. His smile fades a bit, and when he puts his hand up to scratch the back of his neck for a moment, he leans over to you. His presence now seems a little more intimidating. No thanks. Almost instantly, the friendly demeanor is gone, and his expression is one of stern disapproval. Well, obviously, I can't make you sign up, but I would strongly recommend you do. And soon, we wouldn't want people to think that you had anything to hide, would we? He takes a step back and gestures for you to drive on. You're sure you see him writing down something in your rearview mirror as you head home somewhat more hurriedly than before. Ooh. Well, that's horrifying. One sec. One sec, guys. Perfect. Okay, we're good. Great. It's a Saturday, one of your few days off, and you've made the most of it. But as late afternoons draws on, the invitation site into the fridge staring accusingly at you. The Channel 1 Gala is a mandatory work event. Don't you dare be late. Let's go. Yes. You wonder if Sam will give you a lift. A drink or two might help with the enforced office socializing. Okay. Hey, Van Guy, what's up, buddy? Co-jam to you, friend. You arrive on time, barely at the Savanian, one of the oldest and grandest hotels in the capital. You're surprised to see a queue to get in and quickly realize it's because people are being searched at the door by some very military-looking personnel in smart attire. This is a very opulent event. Opulent? Oh, Lord. The Grand Ballroom. Curtly checks her list before whispering something to the waiter beside her. You've made it just in time to be seated before dinner. Please follow Emmanuel here at your table. Oh, Lord. Emmanuel gestures for you to follow him. He seats you at a table in the central floor area with a decent view of the stage. Clearly, you're in Bozeman's good books at the moment. You're sat with some colleagues you've seen around the Channel 1 offices, but don't know that well. One of them informs you far too excitedly it's a very corporate evening of awards and speeches. Dinner is indeed lovely, and with the help of the no doubt very expensive conversation flows easily enough. In fact, much to your surprise, you're actually presented with an award for Best Newcomer to the Channel 1 family. As you walk up to collect it, you recognize the presenter is Dr. Adrian Atkinson Blyman of Incisors fame. He thanks Advance for sponsoring this year's gala before specifically thanking Prime Minister Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement for being in attendance tonight. As you take the stage, you see the frontmost central table does indeed seat the Prime Ministers as well as Bozeman,
Applause,
Megan, and some
please.
other very well-to-do types that you don't recognize. That explains all the security. Would I like to say a few words? You make a joke thanking Dave for fleeing the country and leaving you his job. Most of the room breaks out in polite laughter, but you can see neither the Prime Minister cracks so much as a smile, and nor does Bozeman. He's too busy frantically flipping between examining Peter and Julia for a reaction and glaring daggers at you. Eventually, they join in the light applause as Adrian ushers you back to your seat. Just as you're finishing up dinner, one of the other people at your table points behind you. As you turn to see Bozeman walking briskly past with Julia Salisbury and Peter Clements in tow, you're pretty sure he was pointedly ignoring you. He seems to be introducing the Prime Ministers to a selection of people at different tables. Better them than you. Finish off the rest of the meal, listen to the last few speeches, and then head home. All in all, it was a surprisingly nice evening. You might actually look forward to the next one, providing you get invited. Is this a DLC or separate game? Oh, this is a game called Not for Broadcast. Yeah.
Now then, Alex, you'll have noticed that the valves are heating up excessively due to the current heat wave. When they get too hot, the trip switch will blow, as you've seen. Once things have cooled down and the trip switch is back to normal, you can get the power back on. You should keep the fan pointed at the correct valve by aiming it up and down. The middle gauge when you're facing the screen will warn you, so keep an eye on it. Also, maintenance tells me that the fan power switch occasionally turns off for no good reason, so keep an ear open for that too. I'm sure you've already worked all this out though, Alex. You're a rising star at this network and we're all very
What,
proud
you've got
of
someone
you.
to hose down the sun, have you?
Yes, they've just strapped on their wax wings.
Classical illusions are no substitute for air conditioning.
You know, I genuinely thought you'd be in a better mood today. She's not even here.
Yes, but he is. Our gun-toting handler.
Who, Andy?
I don't know what the fuck his name is, do I?
He's here to keep us safe from people like Disrupt.
More like keep us in line. I hate guns. Little willies.
10 seconds, everybody.
So, we've got any actual real news tonight?
Well, the world's on fire. That good enough for you? Going in 5, 4, 3,